Hello there, my name is Catherine Valley. I'm a PTA student here at Penn State Houston. Can I verify your name and date of birth?
Yes, tomorrow, 12/16/2004.
And do you are today?
At Penn State Houston.
And do you know what game it is?
What is mine?
And do I consent to treat you today?
Yes.
Alright, so for my knowledge, you're here because you had a stroke about 8 months ago and that affected your right side, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So that would mean your left side is affected. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be doing some different things to combat some areas that you've been struggling with. So the 3 parts of today is we're going to be doing what's called proprioceptive femoral muscular facilitation. And all that really means is that we're going to be doing some tasks that are more functional, so they're going to be specifically designed to help you with, I know you've been struggling with dressing and undressing, and so that's what that area will help with. And then we're also going to be doing what's called NDT or neurodevelopmental treatment. And this is more for making sure we're training that weaker side to not allow any compensation, to make sure we're not just using that good side because it's easier. Any questions with that? And then I will also be giving you some activities to do at home to make sure we're continuing moving forward. Just some things we would expect throughout this. You may have some fatigue, you may feel some frustration as we are really challenging that weaker side. You may feel uncomfortable as, again, we're challenging that side, but there should be no pain. So at all throughout treatment, there should be no pain, and then anytime you're at home doing those activities, there should be no pain. So if you do experience pain, be sure to stop. You also may experience some loss of balance. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and put this paper on here for your safety of mind, just to ensure that everything goes smoothly and I can have a good place to put on and make sure you stay safe. Now, would you be able to give me a pain scale, 0 being no pain and 10 being max pain?
I'd say a 2.
Okay, and then I know it says that you're struggling with putting your pants on more. Are there any sort of other activities that you struggle with?
Getting up and down from the chair.
Okay.
Yeah, things like that.
Gotcha, okay. And then are you currently working?
No.
Okay. And do you plan on working in the future?
No.
Okay. And then before this stroke, were you able to function perfectly fine on your own?
Yes.
And then what are your goals moving forward?
Just to be more independent and pain-free.
That's understandable, alright? And then the next thing, I'm going to be checking your skin. So I'm going to be looking at your hip, looking around your knee. Everything looks good. And then I'm going to check your foot. Your skin looks good. Stick your sock back on. Alright, so now that we got that cleared up, we're going to move into, I have to do a quick measurement of that hip. So I'm going to actually have you, I'm going to come around to this side. I'm going to have you roll towards me, just onto your stomach. And then what this motion is going to be is just going to be you raising your legs keeping it straight and raising it up towards the ceiling. So if you could show me that motion. Okay, and make sure you're in frame. Okay, so now I'm going to align my goniometer. And when I say go ahead and go up into that motion. Good. You can relax. The normal is 20 and you got about 18, which is good. So let me come around. And you can roll back this way. You feeling okay? Yep. Okay. Okay, great. So now we got all that checked off, we're going to go ahead and just get started. So we're going to start with the PNFs that you're already laying down. So for this, we're going to be focusing on that left leg, and so we're going to be doing the motion. I'll go ahead and show you. So we're going to be starting with our leg slightly abducted out to the side, so bring it out. You're going to be pointing your toes down. You're going to turn, so your hips kind of turned in. And then you're going to bring your toes down and out, okay? So could you just show me that? Okay, good. Now the second part of that is from this position, we're going to bend and bring our heel up towards our opposite hip, making sure we bring our toes towards our knee. and that's the second part, and then we'll go back to the original position. So, just to make sure we get those motions down, we're gonna go a couple reps, and I'm gonna be doing all the motion, just kind of cueing you through it, okay? So I'll be doing all of the motion. Down and out, and then back up, and in, and out. Alright, so now I can feel you're starting to help me. So now we're going to move into our active ones. So we're going to do this 10 times. So we're going to say that was 10. So I'm going to go ahead and let you relax for a minute. So now we're going to do our, we're going to add on to that. So this time, once we get to the end range, so once we get up to that up position, I'm going to be applying some extra resistance, and I want you to try to keep me in place and not let me resist you. So I'm just going to give you 3 nudges, and I want you to try to hold that position. And the same thing once we get back down to the original position, I'm going to be applying some more nudges, and I want you to try to resist against that, okay? You feel ready to continue? Alright, so starting position, quick stretch down, we're going to come up, 1, 2, 3, quick stretch up, down, 1, 2, 3, that was 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to say that was 10, so you can relax, and we would do that for 2 more sets. Alright, and then I do want to say that this is something you can do at home, so this will be part of your home exercise program. So with that, someone doesn't have to help do that. I just want you to practice going through those motions, and you'll do the same thing where you'll do 10 sets for 3 reps, okay? Okay. And we'll remind you at the end to go over that again. Okay. Next, we're going to just go ahead and move into the MDT. So if you could just go and stick your shoe back on, and you can just go ahead and sit up on the edge of the table for me. Okay? So, yes. So for this, like I said, this is for more functional. We're going to make sure we are training you to be able to work both sides. So I'm going to be applying pressure against your hip and your ankle to help cue that side to make sure it's working. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and stick my hand in your gait belt. Okay. And then on your ankle. So that will be my position. So what we're going to do is we're going to work together and go into an upright position. You're going to push off with your good arm. And then once we're up, you're going to typically lean to your right side. And so I'm going to force you to lean towards me and put weight through that side. Okay. And I'm going to block your knee just to ensure that it isn't buckling or anything like that. Okay? Okay. Does that make sense? Yep. And I'll walk you through it as we go. So whenever you're ready, go ahead and push up, and I will help turn that hip. So lean forward, nose over toes. I'm going to block that knee and pull you over. We're going to stay in this position for a second, and then we're going to shift back over, lean forward, and slowly control back down. Good. How did that feel? Good. That was pretty smooth. Did it challenge that left side, you feel like? Mm-hmm. Okay. You go up to do it again? Yep. Alright, so we're going to do a second time. Same thing. Nose over toes, turn that hip forward, go ahead and push up. I'm going to block that knee, shift your weight towards me. We're going to hold that position for a couple seconds. We're going to shift our weight back, tilt your head forward, nose over toes, and slowly control down. And how was that? Good. Okay. And during this activity, I would have had a second person guarding. And then for your home exercise program, we're also going to be teaching your caregivers to be able to do a transfer just like that, because that is, repetition is how you're going to learn to make sure we're not compensating on that left side. Okay. And I want you to do that kind of transfer anytime you transfer. So it's something you'll be practicing consistently until next time. So we will teach on that. So then just to reiterate, for your home exercise program, you will be doing the PNF, which is activity laying down. You will do that for 3 sets, 10 reps, and I want you to do that every day, once a day until you return, okay? And then you may experience some soreness with that. That's totally normal, but you should not be any sort of pain. And if you do feel pain, be sure to stop. Okay. If you just want to lay back down for me, we're going to measure your range of motion. So if you want to, or not measure your range of motion. So just roll towards me, and just show me that motion again. Good. Any pain with that? Alright, roll back this way. Alright. And then last thing, I'm going to check your seat again. Look at your hip. Look at your knee. Take your shoe off. Look. Remove your sock. And look. You're good. Around your toes. And put your shoe back on. Alright. On a scale of 0 to 10, 0 being no pain, 10 being less pain, are you?
Still 2.
Okay, so no change. Alright, I think that's all. Do you have any questions for